What's going on, people, and welcome to my recap and my ratings for last night's game. Copenhagen 4, Manchester United 3. I predicted a 1-1 draw, obviously a lot more goals, and Copenhagen edged it out. Good performance from that youngster, Rooney or Ronnie Badaji, something like that. I was very impressed with him when he came on and obviously scored. And to be honest, I feel like that game had a lot of things going on. Like, I felt like we were in control for large periods, but 2-0 up, and then it just goes mental. We concede quickly, and then we just lose. The mentality goes. I think away from home anyway, it was going to be a tough game, but the way we started, it was very promising. We looked quite on it and more up for it than they were. They weren't really pressing us off the ball. But then, as I said, that we conceded quickly after being ahead in the game. And then once they got that first one, it really opened up the game. And it felt like the home crowd behind them, and they wanted it more. It came down to that in the end, I think. Like, they actually wanted it more. I think we was unlucky with the Rashford red card. I can see it from both sides, because it's dangerous that it could snap the bloke's leg. But it's not intentional. He's not looked to see where the guy's leg is and thought, I'll put my foot there and break his leg. He's doing it looking to shield the ball. If you look at the replay, he's looking at the ball and he's got his back to the guy. So there's no way he can tell where that guy's leg's going to be when he tries to plant his foot. So for me, I think it's a bit harsh to be a red, but I understand that it's dangerous, even though he didn't mean to do it. So I think we got unlucky with that, to be honest. Once Rashford was sent off, it just stoked the fire even more. Varane looked a shell of himself when he came on for Evans. Maguire, I thought, started well, but then fell to pieces. Delo fell to pieces. I think Onana probably could do better on a few of the goals. I don't think the subs impacted at all when they came on. I don't understand how Pellistri didn't start the game or even get on the pitch. So there was just a lot of stuff going on. Full credit to Copenhagen. I think a lot of people underrated them, but I didn't, because I know that they can be good. And they got the win, and I think that they deserved it in the end. But I do think that red card changed the game in a way. So I'm not saying if Rashford would have stayed on that we would have won necessarily, but it would have helped. Look, I think that's kind of it now. We're bottom of the group. It's going to take a lot to get out. And yeah, I think that's it done for this season for the Champions League for us, even though there's games to play still. I hate to say that, but it's just too much that we need to go right for it to go right, in my opinion. We don't deserve to win that game last night in the end, I don't think. So the mentality goes, as I said, and the players fall to pieces, a lot of them. So into the ratings, Onana, I gave him an average. You could argue that he shouldn't even get an average, because there are a few of the goals he probably could get closer to. But I feel like a lot of keepers probably wouldn't do any better anyway. So I gave him an average, but I wouldn't be mad if you didn't give him an average. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I thought he started better than he ended up having in the game, the overall performance. He did get caught a few times just like sleeping and not fully focused and alert, but kind of got away with it at times in specifically his position. I don't feel like he's necessarily at fault for the goals that I can remember. Average. Maguire, 3. I think he clatters into Varane for, I don't know if it's the Badaji goal or the third goal. But just looked clumsy. We gave away a penalty as well from him. Yeah, just not great. I don't think he should be in the team anyway. And again, just fell to pieces last night. And just his pace is always a problem. Just not good enough. 3. Evans, 5. I don't quite know why he had to go off. Some sort of injury, obviously, but I don't know what. If it's the same thing that happened the other week to him. And Varane come on in his place and was no better. So I give Evans an average of a 5 for the time he was on. Delo, I thought he started okay, but as the game went on, I thought he got caught a lot of times. Made the wrong decisions when he was on the ball. And just lazy at times. I feel like people getting crosses into the box and beating him, like cutting in, I felt it was too easy for them. So Delo, not a good performance. 3. McTominay, 5. I don't think he was terrible, but he wasn't brilliant. I thought he started off better than his overall game ended up, but just not enough. 5. Eriksen, 5. I don't think he was terrible either, but not great. Average. Rashford, I gave him a 4. I probably wouldn't have given him a 4 if he had got sent off, because I thought he was okay. I don't think he was any worse than a lot of the others. Probably would have given him an average if he hadn't got the red. And as I said, I think the red is up for debate, and I don't think it should have been a red, really, in the circumstances. Bruno, 6, scores a vital penalty that at the time we think is going to win us the game. Didn't end up that way, but I felt like he was involved enough in the game. He was involved in the goals, so yeah, I think he had a pretty decent game, even though we ended up losing. It was one of his better performances in the last few weeks, to be honest. 6. Garnacho, also, I would give a 6. I thought he was lively enough. A few times he beat his man and put a ball into the box, but nothing quite come of it. But yeah, I thought he was pretty good, 6. Højlund, I gave him a 7, and he is my man of the match because he got 2 goals. I think he's joint top scorer in the Champions League now, and I feel like his effort was there as always. His link-up play was good when he got on the ball, and he scored 2 goals. He obviously hasn't scored in the Premier League yet, but that will come, and he's got a good record in the Champions League for us at the moment. So for me, with this lack of service he gets, I give him a 7, and he was my man of the match. And then the subs, we had Varane, Amrabat and Mount. I gave all 3 of them a 4 because I don't think any of them affected the game when they came on. I thought they didn't impact at all. Mount doesn't close down the guy for I think it's the winner, getting the ball into the box, and he's just come on. So, fresh legs, not good enough. Amrabat, when he came on, didn't really dictate the midfield like we've seen that he can. And Varane, as I said, just looked disinterested, didn't look great, looked sloppy, and not really that bothered. Ten Hag, for me, I gave him an average. I wouldn't be mad if you gave him lower. But I gave him an average because he actually started 9 of the 11 that I would have started. So in terms of the starting lineup, I think he got it spot on. We started off the game well, 2-0 up, and then we fell to pieces. But you can't go on the pitch and do it for the players. So I don't think you can put the blame on him as much as the players, to be honest. We end up losing, and you can argue that his subs didn't impact, which I don't think they did. So you can put that on him. But I don't think it's enough to give him a below average, to be honest, because the players that started the game should have done enough to win and secure the game while we had the advantage. So, Ten Hag, I'd give him an average. We move on. I think that is it for the Champions League this year. And hopefully we do enough in the league this season to qualify again for it next year. Drop yours in the comments. Who was your man of the match? I'll be back tomorrow with a new Premier League predictions. And obviously I'll be doing a preview for the United-Luton game coming up as well. So watch out for that. Drop in. Have a good day. Catch you soon.